Republican congressman from Ohio. Our friend Jim Jordan is here. Congressman, welcome.
Good to be with you, Grant.
Well, the fact that you're not on the committee, Congressman, is the exact reason why I say this whole thing is unconstitutional.
Yeah, first time in 232 years, first time in the history of the Congress, of the House, that the minority leader has not been able to put on a select committee the individuals he or she selected. So that's the first thing. The second is, you mentioned it, we know what their goal is. Their goal is to get rid of the Electoral College and stop President Trump from running for office in 2024. That's their goal, and they're so focused on it. This thing is so partisan. As you pointed out, Grant, they went out and hired the former president of ABC News to choreograph this documentary, this production. And who's their first witness going to be? The documentarian who was embedded with this group. So, I mean, that sort of tells you everything you need to know about what this committee's objective really is and how truly partisan the whole operation is.
Congressman, have you ever seen in your time in Congress where they hold a hearing prime time, working with networks basically to make this a live event, reality TV nonsense?
No, and look, you know, I don't even know if they've held a hearing on inflation, held a hearing on the rising price of gasoline that's now $5 in Ohio, $6, $7 in other states, let alone a prime time hearing. The other thing is, the way it works in every other committee in Congress is the majority party gets more members on the committee, but the minority party always gets to participate, and they get to actually bring in witnesses as well and get to ask questions. This committee, there is no cross-examination. This is even worse than what they did to President Trump in the 2019 impeachment that Adam Schiff ran. They had those depositions and those meetings in the bunker in the basement of the Capitol, but at least I got to be in the room and Republicans got to be in the room to depose witnesses. And then when they had the open hearings, we got to cross-examine the witnesses. None of that's going to happen here. None of it. So there's any objective, real judicial proceeding, a committee proceeding, there's always an opportunity for cross-examination, except with this one. No cross-examination. This is a partisan charade choreographed by the former president of ABC News, and it's all political. And the good news is the American people have figured that all out.
Yeah, I think so. This is par for the course for the Democrats, though, of course. You know, they love to shut down conservative voices. Now, they'll say, oh, well, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, two so-called Republicans, are on this committee. But, you know, Congressman, I don't look at them as Republicans anymore. These are people responsible for holding Peter Navarro, for instance, in contempt, putting him in leg shackles. As far as I'm concerned, that goes on the backs of Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, too.
Yeah, and they were not appointed by the Republican leader, not appointed by the Republican conference, not done in a way that the actual resolution that did pass the House with the Democrat support and Ms. Cheney and Mr. Kinzinger supporting it, not even done in compliance with the actual resolution. So there are all kinds of problems with this. Again, the good news is the American people see it for what it is, understand that this is an attempt to get rid of the Electoral College, because Jamie Raskin told us that, and to stop President Trump from running in 2024. I don't think they're going to be successful. I think he's going to run, and I think he's going to win. And the American people want that because they see how bad it's been under 18 months of the Biden administration and Democrats running the Congress.
You know, last question for you. I don't know. I think I'm falling victim in some respects to how the Democrats operate because I'm so upset with them. I never wanted Congress to be vindictive. It shouldn't be that who's ever in control of the House or the chamber gets to run vindictive investigations on everybody and impeach everybody and hold everybody in contempt. But you know what, Congressman? I'm at the point now. When you guys take control next session, I want every investigation you could possibly come up with, and I want you to stick it to them. Am I bad in thinking that way?
Well, no, and it's sort of, if it's good for, you know, the old line, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So if they're going to go down this road and break every norm, every precedent, do things that I think are unconstitutional, then it seems like it's fair game for the next Congress. But we are Republicans, we're conservatives, we're going to do it in the right way. We're going to do the investigations that need to be done. If in fact that the American people put us back in power, we're going to do it in a way that's consistent with the Constitution. But we're going to get to the facts and the truth, because the American people, deserve answers to. Why the School Board Association went to the Biden administration, and then the Biden administration did exactly what they asked for and targeted moms and dads with the Patriot Act and treated them as domestic terrorists. We need to get to the bottom of the COVID origins. We need to get to the bottom of how thousands of Americans' tax returns became public. We need to get to the bottom of the Hunter Biden situation and a whole bunch of other things. The border mess. All those things need to be investigated so the country, the people of this country, right now, more than 7 out of 10 of our fellow citizens, Grant, think the country's on the wrong track. They deserve the truth to all those issues. If we're put in power, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it in a way that's consistent with the Constitution.
Congressman, if you need any help making a list, just email me. I'm happy to send some ideas your way for next session for some of those investigations. We appreciate you coming on the show tonight. As always, my friend, thank you.
Thank you.